Salim Surani joins us live this morning. We've been discussing whether the world can bring climate change under control. So, Dr. Surani, thank you so much for being with us this morning once again. Combating the climate crisis requires society to rapidly transform all of the systems that propel our economy. But by how much, and how can decision makers make it happen?
Good morning, Barb. Glad to be here. One of the things is realize that what we have done in last 2 centuries, we have not done in 800,000 years. So the amount of the carbon emission has gone significantly high. Because in the past, people used to do the walk, they used to go uh, do the things, a lot of the greens. Now with the deforestation and the industrialization and using of the fossil fuel, the coal, and the way we live and change our culture has affected everything. So now, if we want to decrease the rise in the temperature as much to prevent the natural disasters, the health consequences, it would be responsibility of everyone, not only that we can target one sector that, okay, we need to go away from the coal, we need to go away from the fossil fuel, we need to go into simple technology, but it has to be a structural and overall changes. Simple things we can do. If we have to go, we can do a carpool. We can use a public transport that decrease the amount of the energy which we need. We can try to shut off our electricity. We can try to go more vegetarian diet. We can take a walk to the nearby stores. We can walk to the job if it is nearby. We can do the bicycling. A lot of those things has to be done. So the target has to be mainly, if we want to achieve it, is would be everyone responsibly globally, not only one or two industrial or four industrial sector. Because, for example, we have got into a habit of using a lot of disposables and plastic. It takes a lot of energy to uh, convert into a more safer medium. We can try to do as the old days, we used to wash our dish all the time. Sometimes now we have gone into the paper plates and the plastics and disposable. So I think it has to be a cultural change at each and every level, and that is the way we can actually decrease the global warming, and hopefully at some point we can reverse. We are not even talking about the reversal, and they thought they will try to go with 1.5-degree elevation in the global climate by the end of the century. Now they're raising the bar, lowering the bar, and they're making it 2 degrees centigrade. So the more higher the temperature is, the more risk of the bacteria, the infections, the communicable disease, health consequences, respiratory consequences, and the natural disasters.
Why is it so important to protect our children and our grandchildren?
This is what we owe to our children and grandchildren. We always think about it. So if you're a 70-year-old, you may not really see too much of. You're already seeing some in the form of natural disaster and heat strokes and all that, but not to the magnitude. Let's say if your kids are 10, 15 years old, they still have 65 years to live. And then your grandkids are going to be there another 40, 50 years. And if you're looking at the increase in the temperature to this magnitude in next 30, 40 years, what the thing is that whatever we have to do to protect, we have to do now. If we start acting 15, 20 years later, we already missed the boat, and those cascade is going to happen. So if you want to protect and do something for our children and grandchildren, we have to do something now. We don't want to keep on having pass on our suffering, which we could have prevented for the future generation, uh, to them. So I think we owe a big time to our future generations. And if we want to have them a good life, like what we had, we need to do whatever is right thing to do.
It's definitely our responsibility. Thank you so much, as always, Dr. Surani, for being with us this morning. We appreciate you. If you have a question for Dr. Surani, you can text it to the following number, the number on your screen, 361-855-6397.